What's up, gamers? Neo Squad here. Welcome and welcome back. Glad to be here tonight. How is everyone doing? I'm doing pretty good myself. Just making sure that that's not picking up on the mic. Sorry about that. Busy day as usual. Well, busier than usual for me. We had people come in to see the house. It's actually a bit of an interesting story in my mind. So the people who came to see the house already saw the house yesterday. Yeah, they saw the house yesterday. Well, the wife did. And then they were supposed to come back around 6:30 yesterday when the husband got off of work to see the house again. They never showed, which rude. No, the rude part is that they never told us they weren't coming. Ugh, sorry about that. So they didn't come, and eventually today we get word from the real estate agent that they want to come today, again around 6 o'clock. So we just swallow our pride because we're gonna have open houses this coming weekend on Saturday and Sunday. And my first reaction was just to tell them, sorry, we can't come during the open house. But we are trying to sell the house, so we should be as accommodating as we can. So with that, we decided to let them come see the house. Oh, this was after a lot of other stuff that happened before this. I'll go back to that eventually. So we get out of the house, get our kids, wake them up from naps. My 4-year-old son napped late, so he woke up really late from his nap. Got everyone in the car. My son's asking, "Where are we going?" And my only answer is, "I don't know. We'll figure it out as we're going." So, yeah, good times. Eventually they showed up to the house pretty late, and it wasn't until after 7 o'clock that they were done looking at the house. And it wasn't just the wife and the husband. They brought they brought the whole team. Uh, yeah, all their kids, everything. They stayed for a long time. Our doorbell has a camera, so we saw them leaving, and then going back inside for a few minutes, and then leaving again. It's very interesting. Hopefully, this is this means they have enough interest that they're looking to buy. I guess we'll see. We will see indeed. And then before that, we decided to go to a place called Ninja Kids in the American Dream Mall, right around the corner. And my our son had a blast. He caused a few heart attacks on trampolines because it's like a massive trampoline park, has a few other things, jungle gym area, ball pit, massive slides, like 3, 4-story high slides. But yeah, it caused a few heart attacks, and he broke down when it was time to leave. It was obvious that he was way too tired, but being a toddler, you can't tell him he's tired. That'll just make him more upset. So I had to carry him kicking and screaming out the mall. Get his Eventually I got him to calm down, get his shoes on finally, and get to the car, where he promptly passed out in the car on the way home. And it was shortly after we got home that we got word that these people wanted to see the house again. So we ended up letting them see the house again. After that, some dinner, playing. Somehow I got a little bit of work on my streaming setup in. I fixed up the chat on the screen, so hopefully you can see it much better. I guess we'll have to wait to see how it looks. Because right now I believe I have the chat messages on a 30-second auto delete delay, which I could change if I wanted to. But I'm going to leave it as is for now, see how I like it, see how you guys like it, more importantly. And now I think I will get us into some astronauts. Let me just pull up the game. Hmm. Ho, ho, ho. That should have shown something, but it didn't. Okay, I'll show it now. Sure, why not? All right, and let's switch over to the game. Astronauts being picked up on its separate one, not on the master game. Okay. Oh, nice. Thanks, Amy Alex. Yeah. Okay, it looks like YouTube streaming is actually working. I wish I could have it re-auto crop the vertical dual stream. But it'll suffice. That's only seeing like the middle third. And I wish it put my camera on the screen. I do have a vertical setup. Not as nice as my horizontal. And dual streaming to YouTube is a pain in the butt. So I'm just gonna let it auto crop the dual stream right there. And we'll just deal with that as we go. So I've been giving this some thought. The character I created, I'm not a huge fan of. They're missing a lot of skills the last time I played. And I had a lot of unfortunate setbacks that resulted in them really struggling on that first day. So previously, there are two points in character creation where your character ages and gets several negative traits. They are 29 years old and 42. So previously I've been avoiding the 29. So around 27 or 28 years old, I have been launching my character with whatever ship I could find, whatever skills I have. I think I'm going to try building a character where I age through 29, get the negative traits, trade away some positive traits to remove the negatives for free, and then rebuild back up, get more money, more resources, and launch closer to age 42 and before that aging hits. That should actually help launch us into the game pretty effectively. So maybe I will do a she this time. I always do a he, but why not? Let's see how crazy the women look. Okay, okay. You know what? No, no beard. No beard. Come on. Yeah, I'll go for the freckles. Why not? Whoa. Neck? Sure. That actually looks like a somewhat reasonable person. And let's send Amelia into space. Let's see, your biological father is a manager from Titan, and your mother is a shipbreaker from Thrust Landing in Mars. Okay. You have $99 to your name, age 18. First things first, let's start living life. So early hacking is nice, but I'm going to troubleshoot the engine, get spaceship piloting, common technicality to gain gambling, and I'm going to try to not tweak skills until I hit age 29. so anything I tweak away doesn't come back. I shall... Let's get hacking. Hacking and leader. Definitely smuggling through the black market to get the black market contact. Wow, you look like you are on so many drugs. Right? Our contact looks like he's on all the drugs. Good job, Aiden. Okay, I will instigate violence to get armed and unarmed melee. Definitely suit maintenance, always. Patient and EVA suit. Alright, I'm gonna abandon the ship. I got the EVA suit. So I never have to do the abandoned ship again. I will seduce because it gives me a bunch of skills. And sure, an X crush, why not? Let's see, I'll say I have nothing to hide, to get honest. Also got arrogant. Let's report to get business admin and loyal. And now I'll call him on the technicality again because I don't want to leave. So all I got at age 29 was poor hearing. That's fine. Now I can tweak skills. Business admin is nice because it shows you the actual dollar value of items instead of the generic dollar signs. So if I get rid of cooking, dancing, gambling, my physics degree, my unarmed melee. Let's get rid of these negatives now and see what it costs me. What if I got rid of all of them? How many years would that be? That would cost me 7 right now. Oh, slow healer, 8. That would cost me 8 years. Oh, shit, 9. Oh, okay. I mean, I could... Oh, gosh, 10. My charismatic leader is nice. But I'm going to drop those to try and save some years. I'll grab them back if I can. Let's get rid of arm melee too. I'm going to regain melee skills. And then... I think I'll just spend the 2 years. Let's apply that. So I'm 31 now. Alright. So I'm going to do the risk to take it for myself. Okay. Spent a little bit of time in the brig. Got a scar. Skilled in excavation. Strain back. Prisoner. Selfish. Okay. Is what it is. Ooh. I think electrician for electrical engineering. Regain patient? Let's see, I need civil and construction, mechanical. There's still some engineerings I don't have. Are there any uglies? I am selfish and suspicious from being in prison. I will instigate violence again. Give me unarmed, tough, aberrant wound healing, and armed melee. Nice. That's actually a really strong one. Alright, so I have some time. I already have the EVA suit. Don't need it. I have hacking, I believe. Let's jury rig the engine to get mechanical engineering. And I got brave and coordinated. Nice. Let's take a look. Do I really need anything else? And civil engineering would be nice. Could drop unarmed melee again. Beautiful, brave, coordinated. Don't know if that actually has a mechanical change. What is combat? Construction, demolition, and weapons. Design, building, maintaining. Construction and demolition. Okay. Let's cancel that. I'll do a couple more live lives. I'm going to say I hide in an air vent to get stealth and intrusion. I'm going to risk hacking them. Gain a ton of money. Alright, I have over the 5,000, so I can immediately get my license. So I'm 38. I have the EVA suit. Only been to prison once. And I have enough money for my license. Got most of the skills I need to actually do things on the ship quickly. The only thing I might want is either like construction or maybe civil engineering. I think maintenance under combat condition. I'm thinking I would like to get construction. I'll drop unarmed melee again. And I really don't think gambling does anything for you, so I'll drop that. Okay, I'm pretty happy with this character. The only negatives I have, I am suspicious and selfish. But I can live with those. I don't like people, which is very appropriate for me, I feel. This is a very strong character. We will seek a ship. Give me the coffin. There we go. That's actually exactly what I wanted. Because look at the payment per shift. That's like 10% of the normal payment per shift there. I am very happy about that. Take a look real quick. Okay. Yeah, I will take that ship. I will be mortgage free very fast and be able to focus on flipping or just buying a derelict for me. I will take that ship. The ship is probably more of a coffin, but it's your coffin, damn it. Free and clear. Something kind of poetic about picking over the bones of long dead vessels in a portable grave. There we go. So we will submit. I'm skipping the tutorial. I have it turned off. Starting in that EVA suit. Nice. Put that in the EVA suit. Just want to check something real quick. Alright, nice. My CTA is showing. Yeah, don't forget to follow if you're enjoying yourself. But otherwise, let's continue. No longer barefoot. EVA suit, let's... Whoa, nope, 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 nope. Cancel that task. Just toggle the power. And then inventory. We'll grab the pressure suit. I'll move the light over the EVA. Helmet on the pressure suit. There's my tote. I now have 2 tote bags. I'll put this tote there because that has my actual items. Beat up tote there. The 2 totes is actually a huge deal. So let's check the fridge. I have some coffee. Okay. So if I get a little tired, I got some coffee. Cool box. We will drop these guys out of it. Shame I didn't get the Hydra, but Hydras on 1.0 are much easier to come by. You know what, let's grab the work safety. I think for some reason I feel like I should have that on the coffin. It's F1 to get rid of the fog of war. I'm not a fan of it. I think it could be done a little differently. Here's our coffin. No airlock. Doesn't have any kind of atmospheric anything. But we have the EVA suit, so it won't be a problem for at least our first couple salvages. The power system's kind of a mess, but it is functional. It's mostly these emergency jumpers cables. There is an extinguisher, an optical sensor, a smoke alarm, couple lights, but that's pretty much it. Like there's the antenna and the transponder that are always powered, and then a switch that can turn everything else off. Yeah, this thing is absolute trash, but it's my trash. So let's step out, and we'll tell my guy to install that right away. Yep, talking about K-Leg. Let's see, installing is 9x. Nice. Going to a later age, definitely worth it. Let's go to this rack, get our Halverson, get our tactical knife, which I'm going to put the tactical knife in, I guess in the EVA suit? No, I'm going to put it in the pressure suit. Pressure suit is going to be for the initial walk around with a knife. Oh, but I'm in the coffin, right. So I will not be doing the initial walk around in that. I'll be doing it in the EVA suit. So toggle that power to get in here and get our free crowbar. And then just for fun, we pry the closed door. Go down to supplies. Backpack. The only thing that would have made this perfect is if there was a backpack. 2 totes is gonna make do. So I don't have a barter zone. So it's angle grinder, power drill. I have the soldering iron. We need charger. Extra battery. I could, if I wanted to, get a backup EVA battery, but I really don't need it. R14. Really? A data card with... Huh, I don't actually know what it is. Mass Viz, Heat Viz. I'll eventually get ones that I like better. Don't need any alarms. I'm just gonna salvage just about everything I need. But for now, I'm getting tools, batteries. There's no advanced toolbox. There's no backpack. So I'll just take that. I still have enough money. Nice. Let's throw that in there. We will... This one is the one I'm going to be holding on to whilst I salvage. So let's go trade. Let's go to the kiosk. And welcome everyone. Please don't forget... Oh, what? Greeted by an enemy. Social combat time, I guess. Actually, my achievement, respect, and meaning are real low thanks to him. Achievement, respect, and meaning. Let's do this. So I can either dump his self-worth a lot or his respect. Let's insult him back. Really, a look at us? Look, you feel like you are worthless. Enjoy. I'm useless. Achievement, respect, and meaning. What's my contact and security? My autonomy is low. My contact is low. My security is unafraid. Okay. Oh man. Let's just nod. Alright, leave. I got the permit. I always keep my permit on me no matter what. Let's look at some stuff we could sell. Not in that one. In this one. I can give her the screwdriver, the hacksaw, the t-shirt. There's nothing in the other one I want to sell. I'm going to keep the work safety poster. Hang that in my coffin. Sell the cigarettes. Another t-shirt. I'm going to sell the coveralls and the shoes. Honestly, the inventory space is more important right now given the ship I'm in. We will use and make sure that we are filled up, I guess, on power. And let's move out. All right, I sold everything off of my body. The clothes off my back. There we go. I know words. Like, don't judge me. All right, where do I install these? Where do I install these? Like, can I install them here? Like, in the airlock? That was Halverson. Here's the got. Can you go there? You can. Let's see. Halverson gets my backup Halverson battery. The got gets the got battery. Good stuff. So this is the tote I'm keeping on me. Get my tools. Let's drop this tote. Pick up the toolbox for a sec because I am not keeping this toolbox on me. Should probably sell that toolbox actually if I'm not gonna use it for anything. Can I install this? Where would I even install this at this point? Put it right there. Alright, that's where I'm at. I have my tools. Got my EVA suit with a helmet and a knife. Free hand to actually use the knife. Let's go salvaging. Alright, we are rotating clockwise around Kayleigh. Or counterclockwise, my bad. Let's see what these sensors pick up. That one looks kind of interesting. I like that you're a little farther away. Plus, I honestly don't know what ship this is. And the details look super small, so there might be a lot to salvage. But you look like you have a lot too. Let's go here. You're closer. Right? This is 76 kilometers. That's 91. Okay, let me docking, request, undocking. And we'll go this way. Go up. What if this mooring control? Is it really useful? And if I have the target data here, I don't think I need something else to tell me this data. It looks like they are... Yeah, they're dodging me. Okay. We will rotate. I'm going to clear that. Let's rotate to face. Perfect. And then... yeah, let's just go straight towards it. 15 minutes. Time to get up. Look at this beautiful little death trap. My god, this thing is so small. Oh, okay. Let me see. Is there any... what damage is there? It's actually in relatively stable condition. L, default, okay, unpause. And now you can just repair. So 15 minutes. Well, that says 14, like 10. I'll see where I am. So how's everyone doing tonight? Not much to do here, but sit in my own thoughts on this tiny, tiny ship. Excited to see what this run brings. I actually think I'm in an incredibly strong start. I know it doesn't look like much, and it's a little cramped, but I'm going to make something beautiful out of this little babe. Go up to 16x, and I will look at the nav map. We are 30 kilometers out, 6 minutes. It is still repairing while I'm looking at the nav map here, which is nice. Alright, we are going 10 kilometers, 9, 8, 7. And we are just over a minute out. So we'll use the nav station. I'll clear the proximity alarm. We will hail for docking. Docking. I'm going to pause between each. And let's see where we are. Oh, we're perfectly fine. Yeah, let's up the throttle a little bit and get closer a little faster even. My V-cross and everything is looking good. Start to slow down. And yeah, that'll just glide us right on in. Can I really not clamp yet? Wow, I had to get like just around 50 meters to clamp. Jeez. Okay. Whew. That was a scarier clamp than I expected. Look at my tiny ship compared to this behemoth I just attached myself to. Looks like a lot of racks. Ooh, triple racks. Wait, that's a quadruple rack. I didn't even know they had racks that big. A 1x4. I thought it maxed out at 1x3. Okay, cool. If I go to Alt, let's look at damage. This is a little cheat. Like you can go to a damage overlay or some other overlays, and I can see like, all right, here's the thrusters. There's racks. There's some bins in there. I'm going to show you it this one time, but I don't usually do this. Some Viceroy's food, a motor. There's a sink. Then you can even right click them because there is no real fog of war in this game. Ooh, hold up. A fusion grade laser capacitor. Looks like that survived the destruction of the what's it called? Nice little air pump with an O2 canister. Some more beautiful, beautiful big racks. Okay, I am ready to do this. Let's go L, go back to default. I will need to expand my ship. So let's talk about what I want here. No, I'll do a little salvaging first. Put our helmet on. We are not leaving this helmet again until we get back to K-Leg. EVA battery. Hold, what? There's an EVA battery just sitting on the ground there? That is actually incredible. I will throw that in the tote. Couple air pumps, an O2 and an N2 can. If I can find, I just need to find the alarms, and I'm golden. Well, let's set up some orders. This is gonna be a really nice salvage. Let's go cans and equipment. We'll uninstall the battery, the bin, fusion grade laser capacitor, which I still think is an incredible find. Gotta uninstall that CO2 can. Shame there's no CO2 scrubber there, which is almost certainly what was there at some point. And then we'll call for uninstalls of the thruster, racks. I will take the optical sensor, I believe. Yeah, because if I repair it, it'll be worth a lot of money. Racks. Let me just go like that. Rack, bin, bin, bin. All right, I have to know. Is there anything interesting in these racks? That is a lot of stuff. Like maybe should I think I should just fill these racks with walls. I'm gonna be honest. Especially these one by four racks, I should just fill with walls. Oh yeah, 10x uninstall. Nice. So I will. No, I'll just keep doing this. Let's. Why are you unable to comply? Resume the task of uninstalling? Sure. So if I shift click these walls, yeah, they'll go right in here. Wall and wall. This is beautiful. This is going to speed up the construction quite a bit. 3 more I need. Take this wall. One there. And uninstall another wall. All right, this rack is full, and I will order a haul on it. That rack had a bunch of stuff in it. What's the inventory in this? Wow. Sure, let's drop that out at least. All right, let's keep exploring. That was a nice little diversion. Some literal trash. Let's let's uninstall 3 walls and throw them in this rack. Installing. Uninstalling. Uh, and once that's done, I will uninstall this rack. Throw those in. Check out this inventory. Ooh, a PDA I can unlock. We will definitely use the hacking skill to crack into it. Let's check this out. An R103. Hello. All right, what does the R103 give? Damage and price. So I can see just by doing this the value of things. That's actually really useful. So since it does damage and price, I will keep my power. I have power, damage, and price now. But otherwise, let's get that marked for uninstall. We'll get that for haul. Ooh, a floor bin. Nothing in it. Okay. Well, I will do floor, uninstall that bin. Just curious. Yeah, no water surviving in the sink. I will still uninstall it to bring it on the ship. Got an O2 bottle over here. Can't put it in the clip. Its condition is okay. It's not the best condition. I'm gonna be frank. But I have seen worse. Let's get uninstalls on those. Now we can check out these racks. What do you guys have in store? Got some trenchers in here. You, I will just fill up with stuff. Like this extra EVA, that bottle. Check out this inventory over here. Sorry about that, everyone. My wife had a bug emergency I had to handle. Let's see. Anything interesting in these bottles? A lot of vodka. That is a full bottle of vodka, a full bottle of rice wine, and this is coffee? That's just water. It's just that the condition of the pouch is absolute garbage. Okay. There's nothing on me right now that I want to store there, but I can pull from these racks. And actually, wait. Acceptable algae. That's actually a thing. So these two racks down here are empty. Yeah, so I'm just going to uninstall these two and that thruster, of course. And then these, I'm going to uninstall and fill with wall. Uninstall this bad boy. Start uninstalling some walls. Whoops, I meant to do that. Get back to uninstalling, please. Okay. And uninstall the wall. I need 12 uninstalled pieces. Let's throw these pieces into here. 3, 4, 5. Yeah, look at this. 12x uninstall. That is so fast. Do some uninstalls there. And it's fine if I get little bits of repair on these as well. Because I want to... I'm going to need to repair them anyway. We'll haul that. We'll go to my inventory, throw that on. Do an uninstall. We can order uninstall the vent? No? Okay, it is there. 1, 2, 3. Throw those in the rack. Mark that rack for hauling. All right, another optical sensor. I will mark that for uninstalling. We will uninstall those. Ooh, there's a rack on this side too. What do you have in you? A lot of crowbars on here, huh? Any tools in here? Toolbox is empty. Means I could throw stuff like that in the toolbox for now. this rack. Do I need more walls at this point? I don't know if I do. I could dump these out, but I think I'll actually just want this. I'll do that as is. And mark the uninstall on that. And that is all the important bits on this ship. Go over here. I need an easy way out. Over there and over there. A shiv. Nice. I'm going to quick run over to this rack here. Just grab it with my mouse. Bring it over. And resume the task of cracking open this wall so I can get outside my ship and just make it a giant brick. Really? That's all I need right now. The atmosphere is going to go to shit anyway after going through the airlock a couple times. So I'm just going to open it up and then start building. Let's see, I have 12, 24 wall. There's not a lot doing over here except to just let's bring the walls through. All right. Ooh, I love how those hall markers skew. All right, so I will want a small airlock here. So I'll want probably the 6, maybe just the 3. And I'll do a 6 and then a door there. If door is here, then this is actually where my wall wants to come out for now. Let's uninstall this thruster. $24 plus the 2 openings I just made, so I have 26 wall that are uninstalled. Throw you there right now, and we'll install. Let's talk about walls. So door 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And for now, what's the best way to do this? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 26. So like that. And then I'll need flooring all through that and those. Oh, there is no flooring under this wall. I need flooring under this wall. That is a great way to depressurize yourself when opening up a wall. Well, let's set you to auto task. Where are you off to? Okay. I did mark the uninstalls first. So I will mark the halls of these loose things. Yeah, let's let him do his thing. Oh, there's a backpack there. Hold up. Hold up. It's an empty backpack. Hello. Let's move my tools over then. Yeah, yeah. And then suddenly I have room for stuff. I'm gonna put my tote down right over here. And yeah. Now I can hold a bunch of flooring just right in my backpack. Let's see. This is pretty full. What's in here? Empty toolbox for old tools. And whatever else I might be able to find. Sure, take that trenchers. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep auto tasking. We're gonna mark these for hauling. I'm really happy I got that backpack. It looks like it's in really good condition as well. Haul. Right now I don't have a hauling zone. But that is beside the point. Yep. Get this bin done. Get that bin done. Rack. Uninstalling this floor bin. Can't forget the kitchen sink. Couple pumps. I did not see... what's it called? Alarms. Which is a bit of a shame. I really would like the alarms. Please don't forget to follow. Check out my Discord and my YouTube down in the description, down below in the About Me. May as well shill for myself while I'm just marking things for hauling. Discord I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to build it out to really be a community. Why are you unable? Yeah, you are able. Thank you. There you go. You know, a community where we can make suggestions, do fun events. I would be really interested in seeing what games people would want me to play. That'd actually be really fun. You're restoring a rack? Hold up. Turn off restore. Yeah, I know. You can't build floors. Install the walls, please. You'll get to the floors, don't you worry, sir. How am I gonna open this up? I guess I need to open up that piece of wall. So when I uninstall that piece of wall, I will move it there, just so I have a clean elbow joint there to get around and into this area. There's one loose piece of wall there that will close this off later. You know, since I have the money, I'm going to look at this mortgage, and I'm just going to pay for the ship, so I don't even have to worry when the clock strikes at 1800. Let's 16 times it. My battery's getting a little low on the stir welder. Good thing I bought a second battery. As soon as it dies, I will go in and switch it over. The AI is going to try to, but honestly, it's kind of shit at that. It will put in the new battery, but then the old battery, it tends to just throw on the ground, in a box somewhere, you know, wherever it feels like it. I'm gonna watch. Now hold up. Alright, so I left it in my backpack. Actually, wait, so this charge is low. That charge is 100. The welder doesn't have a battery in it. What? I mean, it was a little better than usual, but not much. Let's see, just because I can, just because I'm here, let's switch out the battery in the grinder for the 100% GOT, and we'll turn auto task back on. Yeah, it's a void inside the ship now. It really is a coffin if you don't have an EVA suit. I actually don't know if you'd be able to finish the tutorial with this with this ship if you don't have the EVA suit. So I'm installing. Oh, there is no flooring under that. Install hull, floor, conduit wall, and antenna. Okay, the walls are all done. Oh, there's no flooring under those. What did I do? That's terrible. Alright, so now I need some flooring. Let's go for... There's a bunch of 96 series, so I guess I'll just go over there. And do an order, do an uninstall. And I'll just take a bunch of floor. Oh, right. I have to say, for floors, go uninstall. Now let's see if auto task is going to check all those and then start uninstalling. Nice. 14 times, so this will go very fast. Once it uninstalls all these, I will quick go through with the backpack, load it up, and then pass these around the install points. So you guys play Ostranauts? Do you just like to see how other people are playing? Or are you checking out the game for the first time? The 1.0 did just release. I'm not sure how intense their advertising has been, personally. I've just had the game for a long time, and I really enjoy it. I love space operas, and I love survival games like Project Zomboid, so Project Zomboid, RimWorld, Terraria, you know. So this has always just fit right in. Hey, Dating TV. Yo, I started playing this today, got a couple hours in. Now I'm watching someone rip apart a floor. Yeah, I am. I started in a ship that's really a coffin. So I am repairing it up. My biggest tip for you, if in character creation, if you want it to be much easier at the start of the game, the two things you're going to want to do is during the spare time event, train suit maintenance so you get EVA suit skill. And then there's the one event where your salvaging ship just breaks down and you don't know what to do. And if you have the EVA suit skill, there's a risk where you go in the EVA suit and be a hero, which either gives you an old injury with a scar, or if the risk succeeds, you get a free EVA suit to start with. So an EVA suit with a full battery, O2 bottle, and CO2 filter is incredibly useful at the start of the game. Yeah, there's also the suit maintenance. When you get that skill, you'll also get patient, which patient, when you in the event where you see the Hydra, the first time through, I would recommend selling it on the black market. It gives you the black market contact at K-Leg, so you can get better deals and get some rare equipment. But then the second time through, if you have patient from your suit maintenance training, you can try to smuggle it yourself. If you fail, you will end up in the brig for, I think, like 2 to 5 years. But if you succeed, you get a Hydra, which is a really advanced intake, where normally an intake is an L shape and only holds one N2 can. The Hydra is a plus shape and holds 4 just from one component. The brig does build character. On this character, I failed to get the Hydra. I did go to the brig only for 2 years, but I did have to go to the brig. And then here, when you're if you have your inventory open and you're hovering over loose stuff, you'll either have the feet next to your mouse, or if you're close enough, you'll have a hand. And you can just shift click, and it'll start stacking stuff up in your inventory. And you can do this while paused, like I'm doing. Yeah, there's a lot of nice convenience. Yeah, there's a lot of quality of life convenient things that are in this game that you don't really know about till you know. And I'll show you how to haul a massive amount of stuff. Like all of these pumps and racks right here. Say I want to bring them. After I get all this flooring, I'll show you how you can bring all of these from up here right down to where the airlock is in just one trip. And my inventory's full now. It fills your hands, then it fills my backpack, which in an EVA suit, you can't use your back, so you have to hold the backpack in an offhand. But let me dump off this flooring right here. I'm going to dump that out of my hand just to make sure I don't have any weird issues doing this. But yes, I have the hauling, and then... So let's see, I'll go over here and say I pick up this air pump. Now you can left click stuff and just kind of drag stuff around as you go. And it does take a little bit of pausing, but early on, if you are time sensitive or you're low on like oxygen, nitrogen, stuff like that, this can be a really effective way to haul a bunch of stuff at once. Just gotta be a little careful with these corners. You tend to lose stuff around them. But yeah, this takes a little pausing and unpausing. But like even while holding something with the mouse, you can just order your guy to move around. But because I have this coffin ship that cost me virtually nothing on mortgage, and I have the EVA suit, I'm fine with, once I auto task it, to have him just go back and forth a bit. Speaking of which, let's auto task and put these floorings out, shall we? I'm gonna fail them all once. I don't know why it does that. But now he's gonna place all the flooring. And then the random 5 I put on the floor for some reason. Did I link? I did. What's going on here? I'm not falling into the asteroid. That's good. Oh, you're fine. You're going right past me. I will clear that proximity warning. Get these out. Just 2 more. So I'll just let him do it. Oh, a couple more. I'm going to grab those, throw that in my backpack, and go back to auto tasking, where he'll throw all those out. The last one I think is a big thing is when you're building one of these out, leave one hole so your guy can walk in and out. The wall placeholders will block your movement the exact same way an actual wall will. But yeah, Date and TV, if you have any questions about this game, other games I play, whatever, just feel free to ask. Yeah, not much doing here. Yeah, no problem. I also went to, I think, 38 or 39 years old. Uh, there are 2. I have played Neo Scavenger. Honestly, this is from like... So I have a YouTube channel that I started 15 years ago with Neo Squad, like way back in college. So I'm not going to say that that my name is because of Neo Scavenger. I have played it a bit. I hate to say it, but the what's the word I'm looking for? The gameplay feels a little too dense for me to learn right now. Not dense. I am blanking on the proper word for that, but I do want to get into it more. The long and short of it, I just haven't had the time to learn it, especially the crafting. The crafting feels very imposing. Okay, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 floor. When you're building, you do not need floor under walls. And in fact, this ship specifically does not start with floor under any of the walls. But the thing is, if you... Oh my god, it did it again. Never, don't trust your guy to replace batteries on his own. He never puts the dead batteries in the charger. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Right, 14. Yeah, you really are. I'm going to go in here right away and throw this battery in the charger. It never does it right for you. Come out here, and I need 14 pieces. Let's uninstall some floor. So 5, 10, 15. That's enough. But yeah, during character creation, you age up at 29 to middle age and 42 to old age. You know, do with that what you will. If it makes you feel old, it makes me feel old too. That makes my back hurt. So yeah, really, it really does. It really offends me that that in a few years I will be considered old age. I just assume it's because you're a spacer who spent their entire life living in space, so you have some physical ailments at the beginning. But what I did was I lived life until I hit 29, and then brittle body. You really do have a brittle body at the start of this game. You really do. Um, and then I tweaked my skills. You can actually unlearn positive skills to get negative years when tweaking. So I unlearned a bunch of stuff to remove all of my negatives, and then spent a few years getting events to relearn important things. So I got rid of my negatives essentially for free at 29. Managed to get out with no negatives except for, I think, like 2 social ones. Like, I think I'm arrogant and something else. Something else that's like disagreeable. I'm blanking on what it is. Actually, if I right click myself, I am selfish. Yeah, I'm like, look, I'm tough, beautiful, loyal, ambitious, coordinated, brave. I got So many skills. Just so many positive skills here. Uh, uh, the Micro G hypovolemic. It's only 1 year to get rid of, but it has a lot of negatives. It makes handling G forces harder. It makes your healing worse. You bleed out worse. You're just weaker in almost all aspects. If there's one I would get rid of, I would get rid of Micro G hypovolemic. Just get proper blood circulation. Really, that's what it comes down to with that one. After that, it depends. If you want to be better at fighting, you have to get rid of like feeble, and there's another one that's bad. And then the vision impaired. If you're piloting a lot, it gives you a slight piloting buff to get rid of vision impaired. Yeah, using thrust without passing out is useful. I need to take out those two pieces of wall at the very least. And I will actually just shove them over here. And it doesn't matter much because there is no air pumps on this ship to start with. So I don't actually have any atmosphere left. So I'll uninstall you. I'll uninstall this wall so I can shuffle just around my nav station here into my cargo hold. That's what I'm calling this big brick, and I'm sticking to it. Um, so I placeholdered all the walls except for one, so you can get in and out, because the placeholders will block your walking, even if you haven't yet installed anything there. So you placeholder under install, hull. You can either choose specific floors and walls if you want to get artsy with it. In the beginning, I just do generic floor, generic wall. And I just do floor. I click and drag over the area. It all already has floor, so nothing will happen. Do wall. You click and drag to build walls out. And then when I am ready to do it, if I had atmosphere in my ship, I would have taken one more wall piece, come in, install the wall piece right there to block it off. And once it's completely sealed, I would uninstall a wall to break into my main ship to pressurize it. Just make sure, as I said, if check, see I'm hovering over the wall and it has conduit, wall, and floor. Say this wall the antenna is attached to is conduit, wall, antenna. If I got rid of this piece of wall, there is no floor installed underneath it. So make sure there's floor underneath your wall before uninstalling, or you'll be in a vacuum very quickly. I think this is the only starter ship that does not start with floor under the walls, and I just installed it all the way around because I know I would forget about that and die a horrible death at some point. But just keep that in mind. Yeah, I am embarrassed about how many times I have died doing stupid stuff like that. I will block this in. So if I had atmospheric control, this will be pressurized. And actually, I think I'm gonna play this one out long enough where I will flip some derelicts for money. I will purchase a derelict and get rid of this ship, and then restore the derelict. I want to make a proper cycling airlock that pulls the air out before allowing you to go through the primary airlock. And then when you come in, toggle a switch, it'll re-pressurize. It's kind of a vanity project that you lose a little bit of time because it's going to take about 60 seconds to get like 90-95% of the air out before leaving. But I think it'll be fun to have something like that. Does this smoke alarm work? Because I got rid of the wall it was on. I don't actually know. I'm gonna leave it there because it does not say it's not working. Thrusters, for the most part, do not care which direction they are facing. Throw that thruster I removed over there. Yeah, it's going to take... Oh, gosh. 4, 5, 10, 15, 20 turbo air vents. 3, 6, 9, 12 canisters. And 8 signal switches. I've figured out a system where... Actually, I could show you. Do you want me to save and load up the ship editor and show you real quick? I mean, why not? Let's save. Let's... Yeah, I'll overwrite the save called Twitch. Why not? And you know what? Twitch backup. Because the ship editor uses this same save load so you can accidentally overwrite stuff. Well, let's go to the main menu. I want to show you the airlock. I've tried several different designs, so there's going to be a few working designs inside of it. And actually, let me pull up Canva. Okay. Alright, back to the game. Sorry. Ship editor. Yep. So let's load. Okay, it's not going to let me load easily. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do primary airlock. We will do lighting and power in. Testudo. We'll grab. Sure. We'll do a fill floor. Let's do I think it's 96 is flooring. Wall. Sure. All right, let me see if I remember exactly what I'm doing here. Let's see. I'll need that. I need to pull that back. Ah, damn. Z and left click. So let's see. There, 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 there. There, 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 there. Like that. Like that. Then I'm just gonna do like this. Uh, do a door. Close right there. A turbo. We'll do off for now. So let's see, we're gonna suck out going away. Rotate. A little in depth if you couldn't tell. Something's wrong there. So I need to make cycles out of these. So you are gonna, oh, you're pushing in that way. I'm sorry. So push in, pull out. No. Anyway, making cycles in each corner. A gas canister. Just a generic gas canister. And I put gas canisters in these around the edge. You could simplify this with less pumps if you have large rooms to pump in and out of. Using the canisters makes it more efficient, but is unnecessary in the long run if you want to simplify this. And let me just sew N2 O2 N2 pressure alarm and an N2 canister, O2 Pressure alarm. An O2 canister. I just need a ship battery installed. Sure, starter battery. No. Yeah, let's get a proper battery. Throw it in the corner there. And then we need conduit. And I will like that. That and like that. I will repeat that over here. Conduit it up. And then the magic. So, oh. Be nice if I had conduit to the door so I could open it. Not a switch. God, what are they called? What are they called? Signal boxes. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So this one is going to be the signal switch. We need a delay. We need a OR. We need a NAND. And then this is going to be an XOR that we build. We need a depressurize and a signal inverter and a pressurize. So if I just full screen right here, let me pull that over, pull just this guy. Is there a way? It's not Canva that I'm looking for. Elements, you know what? Let's go to Sheets. Blank spreadsheet. So this is gonna get a little techie. Oh, rock music out of nowhere. I am sorry about that. Let me mute that. I don't use the full screen often, and that I have that music on my like starting soon and BRB screens. And actually let me come here and do camera. We will copy you and then paste the camera in so you can still see me. It got me pumped for spreadsheeting. Yes. All right, so the signals boxes. I don't know how familiar you are with them. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. Not at all, I'm afraid. Okay. These are the most complicated they get. So if I go to this signal switch breaker box, this gate here determines how it handles electrical inputs coming in. Like this output can be on if everything coming in is on, if at least one is on. Then there's NOR, which is at least one is off, and NAND, which means all are off. Think of this like a circuit breaker box that you'd have in your house, where there's just a big switch that can shut off the whole. That's what this override is. It's just a big switch that shuts it all off. And this you can connect to other things. I'll connect it to this delay. I will connect this to the OR. I will connect this to the NAND. And it puts it down there what these are. Oh, I need to do one more thing over here. This pump that's on the O2, I'm going to unscrew it from the top here. And the O2 will go to the O2 alarm. And same with the nitrogen. Unscrew it, input, N2 alarm. That way the alarms now control these pumps. So these pumps will pressurize. Not mean to do that. These pumps will now pressurize this room. I'm going to pressurize this. All right, so breaker box. So if this signal goes off, these ones will go off as well, because this is the only signal going to them. What I want to do now goes breaker box the delay. I'm going to delay for 60 seconds. So now if you see, if I go to the main signal switch, I turn it off, the delay will hold the on status for 60 seconds, and then it will shut off. So this gate is just to delay. And the goal is while this box and the delay are different, we are either pressurizing or depressurizing. Yes. So it will also stay off for 60 seconds. And we are going to depressurize when the main one is on and pressurize when the main one is off. And the delay determines if we are pumping or not, if these two are different. Has that really not been 60 seconds yet? Ads are about to run. I will snooze the ads for 5 minutes. Screw that. All right, so the delay just ended, turned off. And again, if I turn it on, these ones will trigger immediately. The delay. Then let's go to the delay. The delay is also going to go to the OR and the NAND. So let me show you what this is doing. So if we have just one thing going in, right? Are you familiar with these squares? Probably not. Where it'll show these two are input 1. The 1 is on, the 0 is off. And then this column is input 2, where the 1 is on and the 0 is off, right? If it's an AND or an OR, if it's just one going in, it'll just continue the output. if it's a NAND or a NOR going in, it'll reverse it. So you can use NAND or NOR to invert an input. If you're a programmer or an electrical engineer, this stuff will make sense to you. It's close enough to the programming versions, but the electrical engineering ones have a few tricky caveats that programmers aren't used to. I'm a software engineer by profession. So now, in AND gate, if there's a 1, so if both inputs, I'm never going to do more than 2 inputs. Because you can, but then it gets weird how these work. So an AND gate, if both are on, you get an on, everything else gets an off, right? So then we have a OR gate. I'm going to, real quick, just to make this a little easier to see, I'm going to copy that, paste it, and then paste it. OR gate. 1, 1. If anything is on, the output is on. So the NAND is not AND, so at least 1 is off, which gives the opposite output of AND, and then the NOR is not OR, which means everything's off. Because OR is at least one thing's on, so NOR is nothing's on. What we want is an XOR. We want where if 1 and only 1 is on, we want the output to be on. Because this XOR is what has to tell our output it needs to pressurize or depressurize. And again, we're just going to use the main switch to determine which one of those two we do. So again, XOR, if I AND together the OR and the NAND. So I'm going to create an OR, which gives me the 2 on and a false positive, and a NAND that gives me a 2 on and the other false positive. If I AND those two together, the result will be an XOR. XOR, for people who are not engineers, is an exclusive OR. I'm seeing ads will start in 40 seconds. You know, I don't use snooze a lot, but screw it. Snooze them one more time. So, with that in mind, the delay is going to connect to the OR, going to connect to the NAND. So the OR gate is OR, so the delay or the signal switch. The NAND is a NAND. And the OR and NAND together. So we'll take this, the OR gate, connect it to the XOR. The NAND gate will connect to the XOR. And then the XOR, I need to update because I'm ending the 2 inputs together. So now that's an exclusive OR between the signal and the delay. Which, if you can see here, it's a little hard to see. There are red lights on them. Like, the signal switch is on, the delay is on, the OR is on, the NAND is off, because the signal and delay are both on, and the XOR, which is one and only on, is on, because the NAND and OR are different. So if I switch this, the NAND and OR are on, the exclusive OR should be off. Why are you on, sir? What did I do wrong here? You're an AND. You're an OR. You're both going to the XOR. So depressurize is going to be the main signal, and the XOR goes to depressurize. The XOR also goes to pressurize. But the pressurize doesn't get the main signal. It gets the XOR and an inverted signal, which, as I said, you can use either NAND or NOR to just invert a signal to go to the pressurize. So it might have to go through a couple cycles of this. I turn it on, depressurize is on. And then when delay switches, the XOR will switch off and depressurize will switch off. And just for illustrative purposes, I'm going to lower this to about 15 seconds. And then when I switch this back off, pressurize is on. So this one is going to tell the proper things to pressurize. And then the delay turns off. They're the same. They're both off, so the OR turns off, the XOR turns off, and the pressurize turns off. So now I have one that can depressurize, one that can pressurize. And for pumps that don't care, in this setup, this wacky setup, in pumps that don't care, the XOR can attach to pumps that want to turn on during both depressurize and pressurize. But, so the pumps going up and down are pulling air out. So the pressurize is going to connect to the vertical pumps going into the main room. The pressurize connects to the horizontal ones, pushing air back into the room. And then this XOR is going to do some extra work, cycling air around these canisters whenever it's on, which is going to be a lot of pumps. This is what happens when you give a software engineer a game like this. I also, if you look like 15 years ago, yeah, they're all pumping in and out of canisters. They just multi-connect to canisters very conveniently. If you look like 15 years ago, I was one of the first people who made a customizable combination lock for Minecraft on YouTube. Random tangent. I know. Why is clicking this door not opening it? Screw it. Just delete it. Door opened. I feel like I used to be able to click this door again to open it. I don't know why I can't. Do I need a different tool? I swear I could open this just by clicking it before. But anyway, the atmosphere in here is normal. You could tell because if I hover outside, it shows 0 kPa for oxygen and nitrogen. So if I go here, oh, let's fix my delay back up. So signal switch. These extra walls in this room are just so there's less physical space and less air that needs to be pumped out. I'm going to turn it on to depressurize. And it should... Come on. Oh, I need to mess with these pumps, don't I? Oh, they shouldn't be on auto. They should be on turbo. Damn. This is going to take a second. On turbo. Turbo on. I'm sorry as this is getting louder and louder, this hissing sound from all these pumps. If it gets too loud, let me know. I will lower my audio. Okay. Things should turn off now. I don't know why some things are still on. What's going on here? Why are some of these still on? So the pumps going into the room are still on. They should not be. It's probably just a thing where I have to cycle it a few times to get them to work right. Air pump, turbo on. Air pump, turbo on. I mean, you get the idea. I was hoping to show it just cycle once. I'm a little shocked that so many people have stopped watching while I'm doing this. I thought this was fascinating personally. So let's cycle to the pressurize. So you can see the lights, the pumps going right up and in, but not out. This one's going right down and in, but not up, because the light is on the output. Beautiful ASMR. Yeah, this is a little loud. I'm going to lower this slightly. And once that delay is done, everything should turn off. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've worked with several different ways of doing this. There's a lot of ways to make an XOR gate from these basic gates we have. This is the most efficient one I found. There we go. Everything's off. Oh, it's annoying that you are not opening when I click you. Oh, it's the wrong kind of door. this door is what I need. No? Come on, don't be like this. Don't know why you're not letting me just click you to open you. Well, so it's fully pressurized. Signal switch, turn it on. So someone will come in, this one signal switch will be in the room. So you go in, you hit this switch, obviously put your suit on first. You can invert the XOR to say when pumping is happening, turn off power, turn off the airlock in the door so that they cannot leave. Well, it's going pretty well. I am talking about a proper airlock in the game that I'm planning on making. Sorry for the hissing sound. That is the absurd amount of pumps that I have going on here. And the reason I have all these canisters set up in cycle like this, I want to pull the air out into a canister because it's efficient to pump. And you see, like, there's 8.9 kPa and 2.27 kPa. So that's 11, about 12 kPa of atmosphere. You start at about 100 kPa. So we got 88% of atmosphere out in 60 seconds. You could stack more delays on top of each other and eventually get it all. But then when I turn this off, again, you'd invert the XOR, lock all doors while you're repressurizing. I just didn't want to bother showing locking like that. But yeah, that is my plan. All these signal boxes can be hidden wherever except for the one signal box that is in the actual airlock. And it's repressurizing pretty nicely. Yeah, I have the 3 canisters on each of these cycles connected to one another so that the pumps going out are always coming towards a mostly empty or fully empty canister, and the pumps going in are always pushing from a high pressure canister, which would allow this to run more efficiently and faster. Yeah, you see 74, 19, it's almost fully pressurized. Slight inefficiencies again. I could stack delays to make it work longer. But that is my general airlock setup. It's efficient. It takes up smaller space than if I just used like room bladders to pump into and out of. So yeah, you could, if you wanted to, pull these apart a couple and actually use a room bladder and the canisters. Yeah, no problem. This was a fun problem for me to solve personally. This really just scratched an itch for me. You know what I mean? You could also make this very simple with just 2 pumps going in and out of a void room. But why do it that simple? And with these you wouldn't be able to have all these fancy switches with that either. This is really a whole system that I've developed. So let's save this as airlock plan. Yeah, exactly. In this kind of game, is there such a thing as over-engineered? I'm gonna go back to. Sorry for that flash. I did not expect it to do that flash when I transitioned. Just go back to the game so you don't see my wonderful spreadsheet math for logic gates. So I am going to load up our game. Yeah, I think that whole airlock is like an 8 by 12, I think it was. And something that's a little less complicated with that doesn't use canisters. I think it was like a 15 by 12 to get the same pumping efficiency. So this is a much more condensed design that I've come up with. I plan on doing a YouTube video saving explaining how that's done, trying to make it very simple for people to build it themselves. 'Cause I think I want to like memorialize that and make it my thing, you know? And this loading is something. Huh. I can probably bring the game audio back up in OBS. I think I may have to force quit the game. The ship editor does have some bugs. No, I think it's a bug with the ship editor breaking the loading system. I'm actually going to force close it and open it back up. The black screen should be gone in a moment. Here we go. So we should be able to load. Yeah. Yeah, and when I went into the ship editor, it gives a big warning that this could F up saves. Which I just quickly clicked through, so you didn't actually see much of it. But it is taking a long time to load. That's alright. It'll get there. But that's why I did the backup save file in case it really just like shit the bed. Okay, I just finished the two walls. I now have this little storage area. Let's zone it up. I'll add a zone over here, add new zone for hauling and bartering. Want a different color. Let's make that yellow. Ah, you know what? Gray feels appropriate for just storage. And I could edit it. Editing a zone allows you to add more and add not make it non-rectangular, which I remember when that was impossible. I know you don't know much about this game. I love being able to make zones non-rectangular. Yeah, now that this zone is set up for hauling, I can then auto task it, and my guy will go pick up all of this crap and just fit as much of it as he can. If I run out of space, I will start installing stuff. Which I think I will run out of space. But we're going to let him do his thing. While I'm in here, I'm going to, real quick, look at the nav map. Because you want to look at Ganymede. This is the asteroid that K-Leg is rotating around. There is no ETA to it, which is good. Eventually, all derelicts deorbit and get crashed into Ganymede, and that's how they get removed from the game. Uh, on the left column here, I go to orders. So for the stuff I uninstalled, it's just loose. Click haul, and then you can click individual things, or you can band select. That actually added a motherboard there. I don't want to haul that motherboard individually like this in the orders, so I'll cancel that loose motherboard. That's also how I was when I went to floor, I could uninstall, and that's how I dragged to make orders to uninstall a bunch of flooring. And for orders, it's cancel, uninstall, scrap, repair or restore. Dismantle, I'm not sure. I never really used that. Hauling, mining and loading are relatively new. Yeah, the first time I walk around, I actually go to equip and can and click uninstall and just mark everything I want to take. And then I'll auto task. He'll go around uninstalling. And I just follow him around. And once something's uninstalled, I go to loose and click haul and just mark things as he uninstalls them for hauling. And that's just the best way I've found to make sure that nothing is left behind. But if you want to install stuff, you have to go to this install menu above orders, find what you want to install as an auto task order. You have to get used to orders and install if you hire people. Oh, this is going to get ugly. I'm out of space. Where are you going? Yeah, okay. There's no more room, sir. Wait, did it really... It canceled my haul orders? Oh, that's no good. I didn't think it would cancel those. Alright, let's come over here. Let's take a look. I can make more room. And I will show you how I plan to make more room. First, let's F1. Let's get rid of the fog. I'm not a fan of the fog of war. First thing I'm going to do is walk over here and put those two things in my backpack. So that's some room right there. But let's take... So I need... Is there a 3-wide bin? I don't believe there is. There's a floor bin. There's... Alright, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to take this bin, install it on the wall. Oh yeah, if you mark everything and then just let it do its thing. Or even if you like from here, if I right click, say install or any order, click and then pause and cancel, that order will stay there and auto task could work on it. Now, a neat trick. If you install bins first, then is it bin then rack or rack then bin? Oh, great. Is it because the area in front of the rack is occupied? Let's see. Something I can do. Put this battery in this rack. Racks can hold big things. And I can install this rack under these two bins. If you install bins first, because bins are like, think of bins like high cabinets in your kitchen on the wall. And then the rack is shelving that can hold really heavy big things that stands on the floor. So these bins can hold smaller things, and then the rack underneath can hold really big things, like this massive capacitor, for example. Let me inventory. This capacitor can actually just shove in here. We'll take this sink, R to rotate it, take a thruster, another thruster, and suddenly I have room. Honey, I shrunk the capacitor. Yeah. This 1x4 rack can handle massive stuff. Bins cannot handle these large objects, but they can handle smaller stuff. Uh, Smaller racks I often have near like my thrusters or my life support to hold extra N2 and O2 canisters. Just stack them on shelves. And if I had other bins, I would install them too. But I think, where's the other 1x4 rack? Did it not come in yet? I'm gonna L to go to my visual overlays. If not that, it's the visor button right here on the left-hand side above install. I'm gonna look at price. That's something I got from an advanced chip for my PDA. But if you look at, say, damage, which is a basic one, you can see where things are. Like this rack, I can then right click it from there, go back to default. I want to install it right there. I'll go to my inventory, pull these back. That rack, I will tell him to install it right there. Racks don't need to be against walls because they're on the floor. Bins have to be on walls because they are shelving installed on the wall. Most one tile things, they cannot hold the large canisters. The canisters are a little too large. You can't put like a one tile rack in a bin. That's absurd. They can hold some things that are more than one tile. Like this toolbox I have over here. It can be put in a bin. Extinguishers can, crowbars and other tools all can go inside of bins. It really does follow logic if you think of bins like kitchen cabinets and racks like heavy duty storage racks that you have in like your garage. This guy has a bunch of random crap in it. since I'm standing next to it, I can still see inside both. This toolbox that was in this bin, I could right click it and inventory, but that unpauses and I don't want to. So I'll actually take this toolbox and just throw it in my hand. It opens up the inventory and did not unpause me. And I'll just throw, you know what, I'll throw that in there. Let's see if this it does not have a battery in that drill. That's fine. So that is now full. I'll put it on the bin. Wall pieces can go in racks, cannot go in bins. Yeah, there's a lot to learn. There is. Tote bags and backpacks are incredible because you can fill up a tote bag or backpack with like motherboards or electronical components, and that will take just one slot inside of a bin or rack. I did not. I did not check the health. I go to visor, go to damage. Actually, this is full red, not because of the flooring, but because of the optical sensor that's full damaged on the top. I don't look at it too much. I should probably like these. Some of these are pretty beat up. I'll probably go through and tell my character to repair the worst of it. Because restoring, you can restore to full. You cannot put a tote in or bag inside of a tote or bag. I wish you could. I've tried so many times. That's something that surprised me. Have you played Neo Scavenger? They're the Blue Bottle Game's first game. So, you know, if you have like a plastic bag to hold extra stuff, if you completely unload everything out of the plastic bag, it condenses down to like this one tile rolled up bag because it's empty. And you can put those empty bags inside of a bag. I don't know why you can't put empty totes inside a backpack or inside another tote. As long as the ones going in are empty, they should be able to go to an empty state, like in Neo Scavenger. I guess they didn't want to overcomplicate inventory management. But I think they could have. I think they could have made it a little more complicated like that. And I'm just going to take these canisters and throw them in here. I'm just trying to make room on the floor, honestly. This bin can't go in. Racks and bins cannot go in. This is a corner bin. So it requires wall on 3 sides and a footpath diagonal to it. So it can install here. Bins can install along this bottom wall that I'm doing without blocking walking. But racks block walking, as you would expect. Shelving on the wall versus shelving attached to the floor. So 4 and a 2, huh? A 3 and a 3? 3 and a 3. Okay. Optical sensor. I don't have another 3 here. That can. All right, I'll throw that in my hands. I'll just try and be clever about it, but that'll do. And there we go. I am cleaned up. for the most part. My battery on my EVA suit is getting a little scuffed. But now that I have all this room in my hauling area, I can once again haul. I will grab my tote. At the end, I'll probably go around with my tote and fill it up with like electrical parts, mechanical parts, the likes. That'll also allow me to do one final pass to make sure there isn't stuff that I missed that I want to bring. Oh, what just happened there? My guy just froze. That was interesting. So 1x3, so I can just shove it in that rack that's installed. Oh, you don't have to install racks and bins in order to use them. One more trick, because this rack on the floor, I put it in, I can then grab this pump, shove it on, and put it back down. I think it's nice installing stuff, but you technically don't have to. Also, I'm pretty sure with the rack here, yeah, I can't install bins over the racks. You have to install the bins first, or the big floor racks get in the way of installing the bins. Alright, supposedly there's nothing left out here. I know better. Let's go out. We'll fill up these totes and stuff. Holding Alt shows you things on the floor you can interact with. This wall I will scrap. Just so I can get out here. Inventory, shift click the steel. Hold Alt. Let's get this aluminum. Get this motherboard. These mechanical parts. Sure, it's one electrical part, but I'll go grab it. And then I might take a bunch of conduit. Conduit's a good way to make some money. It's worth more than nothing. Is that trash? That was trash. It's worth something, and especially when you're doing large things like this. Like, I'll want to run conduit around and get some lighting in this area. It's just a little too dark. I'm holding Alt and Shift at the same time, which allows me to see things around and auto pick up. It if you have a free hand, it auto grabs to a hand first, then to backpack, then to right hand, and then left hand. I'll quick go to orders. I found an item that got its haul removed accidentally. Another rack there that got its haul order removed. Let's scrap this piece of wall just so I can get out. Yeah, no problem. This game is dense. It is a very dense game. Not as dense as Neo Scavenger. Little easier, I think, and more accessible to get into than that. Trash mechanicals, carbon fiber, electrical parts. Alright, that does it for here, I believe. There is a shiv here. I don't care about a shiv. And now this tote that's full of all sorts of random crap. Do I have? I do not. We'll install this bin over here. There's nothing else I can really do there. I could do a 3x1 bin there, but I don't have that right now. Oh, dirty cloth. I'm gonna probably trash that. Pill bottle. Empty. That's a shame. Not keeping that pill bottle. Keep the motherboard. Motor. And then I'll take this full tote bag. Obviously not perfectly full of things, but full enough for this. There's electronic parts can go in that little pocket inside of the tote. The tote bag can go in the bin. Huge inventory saving. This bin how do you... I forget. There is a way to rename these, isn't there? Oh, there we go. Up here, I can rename this rack if I want. Like, what's on this? Yeah, it doesn't really have a specific purpose yet. But you can rename racks, you can rename bins. I'll often have a medical bin in a med bay or in a bathroom or something. So I'll name it to know that it's medical stuff. I'll have one just for water or just for food. Yeah. So when you hover over it, it no longer says bin or rack 1x4. Wasn't there a sink? Wasn't there a sink out there? I feel like there was, and it just didn't come in. It's probably in a rack somewhere. But that has been our first salvage. Pretty good haul, if I do say so myself. Yes. Yeah, you will see the name inside the barter. In fact, I'll do that. Look, this bin, I'm gonna rename this medical supplies. So when I hover over it, it's no longer bin, it's now medical supplies. So when I go to barter, because we'll go back to K-Leg now. I've had enough of this ship. I think I've gotten everything I could out of it. K-Leg's real far away, but gotta go, right? Let's see. We will dock info. There's a lot of ways to get to the undock clearance. I think dock info is the most clear. All right, one thing to remember in the current 1.0, usually you back up to get away from a ship you just undocked with. I feel like they messed something up in the 1.0. Like right here, the ship I was just docked with is actually behind me. So always check this for now to know, hey, I have to actually go forward to not run into it. So this BRG, I forget, it's something rotation. That is your rotation in relation to your target. This V cross is your cross velocity, the velocity of going left or right in relation to your target. You want that at 0 if you can. And if you lower the throttle in the bottom right, you can get this really accurate. I'm rotating with Q and E and then pressing R to cancel rotation. But that, I'm going to up the throttle a little bit to get a little more VREL, so I'm not out here forever. I'll leave about 20 minutes. The only disadvantage of throwing all of my salvage on racks is that I can't, you can't really repair it easily. You have to pull it out of the rack to get to repair it. So there is caveats to this, but given my ship size, I found that this was necessary. I'm just going to say to repair all loose. I'm going to go back and allow restoring and then auto task. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stay on that ship. And go back to auto tasking. Let's look. The battery is 57%. It's okay right now. Yes. Yeah, especially valuable things, you always want to repair and restore. One thing to remember, if something is broken, if it's damaged, it needs a repair, which means it needs certain parts. Could be like steel, aluminum, motherboards, motors. So it needs to be repaired, and then you also need to go back to it to restore. And while it's doing this, the event log down here is saying restore, so I know it's not repairing something. And I can go to my PDA's nav map, and I can actually just watch this while we're speeding through. And it has the target data over here, so I don't run into anything. And you will keep auto tasking while watching this to make sure you don't hit anything. You just have to remember, this is your PDA, not your ship. So you cannot actually control the movement of your ship. Like right now, I'm going to hit the asteroid soon. I'm going to pause. I'm going to slow speed down. And I'm going to use the nav station. Let's not hit the asteroid, shall we? There we go. Yeah, there's a lot of like little tricks like that. I got a proximity warning for being close to the asteroid. I am aware of that. I'm just looking at this dashed line right now. I will lower it down to get the rotation right. Lower down the throttle to get it a little more accurate. Get the V cross down. 3, 2. Random person wants to talk to me about legal issues. Sure. Get this V cross down to essentially 0. And the better your V cross and your rotation are when you start docking, the easier docking is going to be. Whatever, that's looking pretty solid right there. Nowhere will be okay with you docking with them until you are within 5 kilometers. But you can hail them and start talking about docking. Just wait. I believe you should wait to hit the gate until you're within 5 kilometers. I just got a proximity alarm. So now I'll select it. I will pause just to clear this proximity alarm, and I'm actually going to mute it so that while I'm on K-Leg, it doesn't start freaking out when someone else comes to dock. Oh, yeah. I mean, compared to a lot of games, Ostranauts is very chill. I'd like to have max throttle down here while docking. And I'll aim for like an ETA, like 5 to 10 seconds, so that my V-roll isn't too dangerously high. Of course, that depends on your throttle and how well your ship can throttle based on engines versus your mass. Coming on in. Oh, and you can pause and then click clamp to make sure you don't miss it. And we are back on K-Leg. I will let my character. Ooh, a little shake there. That was just from my rough and ready landing, docking there. Oh, I have a random scrap steel there. Oh, this wall broke. Sure, let's repair this wall. And that, sir, is why you shouldn't use weak shit. The good news is I still didn't need atmosphere in here. And I'm still in a sealed EVA suit. So I am okay. But this is a risk of using highly damaged parts. I could force repairs by going to orders, repair, specifically walls and floors. And like I could do this on the entire ship if I'm paranoid. But remember, this piece I just repaired, anything repaired is barely repaired. Now I need to restore it a little so it doesn't just break again in a few minutes. And now it's good enough. Oh yeah, I totally planned for this. This is very tutorialized. I'm definitely not almost dying all the time. Totally planned this. I can look inside these racks. There's an air pump I want to repair. This guy, I'm not interested in anything in him, so I'll bring him out for repairs. This bin is empty. The floor bin, if I want to maximize my inventory space here, I could put floor bins instead of regular flooring right between these racks. You do note you will want this as a vacuum when doing that because you have to remove the actual floor there to put a floor bin in. But yeah, it's all been planned, man. I don't know what you're talking about. That battery I'm keeping. This is a bunch of random crap, which I'm not selling these racks. So let's remove this battery. Random ass pill bottles. This is gonna get messy. I'm gonna lose things. It's glorious. Does this have a battery? It does not. Okay. It's a 1x1 rack. This PDA, I'm gonna put it in my backpack because this I want to sell. This PDA is where I got this R103 cartridge that allows me the advanced visor thing. Oh, one more thing when in character creation. There are several events you can get it, but get hacking. Get hacking, get hacking. And I will show you on this PDA why I say that. You guys, okay. I'm just looking to see if there's anything I need to repair. Like hell, this EVA battery. I found an EVA battery and an O2 bottle. What is this? A thruster? And then there's just this rack over here with 3 wall pieces. I don't rightfully care. I will get to you later. Oh, there's a rack under this switch. That is empty. Nice. Okay. This rack and this rack I did not check yet. Yeah, I'm gonna wanna pull these out. But I do not have the space for that. I'll do what I can. Orders, loose, repair, that. Whoops. Let's just cancel. Turn off wall and floor. You know what? What the hell? I've already paid the 1800 shift. Let's just repair the walls and floors. Let's just do it. Auto task that up. Oh, excuse me, payments are due for what? Oh, right. But this is shift 4. Shift 3, I paid, didn't I? Oh no, when I docked just before 1800, I got new bills. Which, late payment fees of $88.12. Okay. I'm just gonna let my guy restore my ship. Oh yeah, thanks, no problem, man. Oh, it's 7 a.m. there. Jeez. Where are you? Are you Europe? I get a surprising amount of people from South Africa who watch me. Sweden. Okay. Hey man, have a good one. I hope to see you around. Good old IKEA land. Wow. I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but yeah. All right, man. Later. Just realized I haven't had any water that entire time. Stay hydrated, people. Oh, my guy's gonna have to keep coming outside because he can't reach a lot of these walls inside. That is one of the disadvantages also to putting stuff like racks and batteries right next to the wall. It makes repairing much harder. Like, look at this. That's that's kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm just gonna let myself repair the ship. At the very least, the floors and the walls. Now that's awkward. Because there's a wall there, I can't actually reach that to repair. How damaged? That floor has somewhere. There is somewhere in those floors. I'll probably uninstall these two squares of wall so I can get there. But you gotta keep that in mind. Unless you want to suddenly decompress. Did anyone die on Kayla? No one. They still have like spontaneous death events where you come back and there's just like 5 bodies on the floor. Nobody's moving around. Alright, so the next thing I need to do is get N2 and O2 alarms. Oh, jeez. I forgot to charge my battery. Okay. Let me... Yeah, let's go to the kiosk. Get a little bit of power. And power's on. We can go in again and refuel. I don't have enough money. Yeah, get that battery in there, get it charging. Oh, turn back on auto task. Uh, oh my god. Okay. Let's see how I am feeling. You know what? I'm just gonna ignore you. I don't have time for it. Oof. And the battery's on the floor again. You guys gotta stop sucking so hard. Come on. Why is the proximity alarm on? Hear that? Mute the proximity alarm. Just mute it. Okay. And then this battery charger gets that guy. And while those are charging, yeah, there's still stuff to do. And then there's also orders to uninstall the wall there and there. We'll access transit. Off to Mescaform to make some money. Hey, Aiden. All right. Time to sell. Oh, what do you want? What would you take? I do not want to sell the battery. You don't want a lot of stuff. You will want... Ah, so RCS thrusters you're willing to take if they're not damaged. And I know you will want the fusion laser capacitor when it's no longer damaged. But what I really want to talk to you about is the information on this PDA. So you don't want the PDA itself, but oh, that's it? Manual warnings? I guess I'll sell it. I'll come back when I have things that are repaired. But now I have a little walking money for now. We'll go to Port Ezekwe, go to the licenses desk, selling that with the damage viz on. cartridge. Sell the shirt. And then we'll go to the zone. Get rid of toolbox. Grab cloth. Okay, there's actual pain relief pills. I'll toss them out. So those, let's open. So coveralls, the cigarettes. Get rid of the scrap cloth. Don't need a crowbar. Don't need empty pill bottles, definitely. Why is there small mechanical parts inside of a pill bottle? Wait, what? Not selling anything that is worn or that is not like new. Uh, Anti-G-lock pen injector. Short-term burst to high G tolerance. Nozzle box has mechanical parts in it. No. Not cool. There's my sink. Okay. I'm gonna sell all that vodka, sell the rice wine. Useful for disinfecting wounds. Actually, I could save those and keep them in a medical cabinet. Let's sell that. We will sell that. Don't need a knife. I will keep the pristine. Actually, those are both in very good conditions. Flight manual, sell it. I have enough food stuff. Sell that whole thing. Okay, 2676.50. There are more things that I need to repair and sell. What did you do with the battery now? Why is there only one battery here? Charge 39. Okay. Not the end of the world. Well, yeah, put on your damn helmet. You don't have a heater or a cooler in this damn ship. I need another one or two Halverson batteries. There's only one here, so I guess I need one. Put that battery in. Go here and put that back in the charger. Restore this EVA battery. Because I need to charge at least one of these. $25, 33%. Okay. I'm actually going to start charging this. Oh, Rosemary. I'm guessing you are an enemy. Yeah. Whatever. Let's start messing with Rosemary while I'm waiting for these to charge. What do I need? I don't need much, do I? Maybe altruism, maybe security. Not too worried about that. I need a battery charger on my ship. I'm gonna leave my character right here for a moment. Let's see. And mostly I just have to repair stuff for selling. Does the license desk want and two canisters? He will take them. I will keep the most expensive because that means it has the most nitrogen in it. And yeah, get another 1,000. Let's just go here and pay everyone. Ah, been a good episode. Toggle wear and tear. Disturbances near. Where is he? Where is this Owen? Owen's my ex crush, and you're in the commercial district. Let's go there. You have legal issues. You're an important person. Let's go to the commercial district and see what's going on with you. Let's see. Shipbroker, embassies, self-care kiosk. Owen. Ask about your legal issues, sir. Get back here. I will follow you to the toilet and pester you. You are my ex. Uses code to explain a sensitive blackmail situation that threatens retaliation if he goes to the authorities. You want me to discreetly talk to a specific officer on his behalf. I could request for them to pay me. I could agree or refuse. They are my ex. Hmm. I'm gonna agree to help for nothing. Mm-hmm. All right, Rosemary. Rosemary Macias. Do I know Rosemary? I do. You're at the port. You're an enemy. Perfect. All right, Rosemary. Okay. I talked about the blackmail. Rosemary's willing and able to resolve it. Owen, where are you now? Still in commercial. Big standing increase with them. Let's see. I could use contact, family. I could use like intimacy, security. I could use a lot of things. Contact and family seem to be the biggest things. Reduce humidity and temperature on board. Let's repeat it sexually. Sure. Why not? No thanks. Come on. Alright, I'll leave. Let's rate my ship. A1E. Medium. Condition. One room. Maneuverability. And then size. Alright, off to the port I go. Over to this battery charger. I mean, it is doing its thing. Hmm. Oh gosh. Let's compare scars. Nice. Let's ask you about your skills. You don't want to tell me. Okay. I'm apparently absurdly superstitious. Let's see. Oh, geez. I could afford to lose achievement, privacy, and autonomy. I need respect. Place a hand on my arm. Hold on. Gives us both a lot. Yeah, we'll say, look at us. Ooh, a superstition. I'm fine doing it. Losing the autonomy is perfectly fine. Commiserate would increase my meaning. My meaning is already high. I need respect. Mildly funny comment. Reiterate urgency. A flirt reply. Let's get some contact in. All right, so we are acquaintances. Okay, he reassured me. I still just need contact, respect, family. I just need respect. Now I need intimacy. Yes? He just left. All right, we'll leave later. Maybe I'll run into him again. So I essentially have 100% of battery, just split amongst two batteries. Let me check here. Let's look, see what items there are. I have a second battery. Supplies. What is this kiosk? I forget. Hmm. Okay, so you need to use cargo pods to buy or sell. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. So you can just run mass cargo. All right, go repair. I know this is riveting, riveting gameplay right here. Honestly, all I need to do right now is just repair, and then repair parts, sell, and eventually just go out and get more stuff to sell. All right. Well, it's almost 2 a.m. here, and perfect timing. Just a nice chill vibe tonight. Looking forward to get these repairs done. Get this restoration work on the ship sorted. and then find nice ways to actually upgrade the ship. The next thing my ship absolutely needs would be life support. Don't tell me you did it again. You did. Can you not do that? Mhm. Alright, guys. Going pretty quiet. I suspect I'm going to be heading out soon. Thank you all for watching. Let me see if I could find a good raid target. Ooh, there are some other people playing. Alright, let's do a slash raid. Install those two pieces of wall, which will allow me to repair that floor, I think. Oh god, another legal issue. Come on. Alright, let's do this raid. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. What was that? You need something? Can you say it one more time? Oh, I'm coming up soon, love.